I saw a lot of, I could probably, without even having watched that game, I could have told you before the game what I was going to say after the game. Saw a lot of things I liked, a lot of things we have to continue to get better at, and just keep working at it. You know, it was November 12th. I thought we did a lot of things pretty good. But, you know, so I was just sitting there at one point tonight, just sitting watching and evaluating and thinking, you know, Marcus has played one game here. I think Galen played 100 and, how many did he play? 105, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere. You know, so Marcus's first game, that would have been Galen's 175th. Let's just pick a number. Corey's was almost played on two back-to-back Sweet 16 teams. Caleb's first game, and I had to remind myself, you gotta be patient with this bunch. A lot of young guys out there. And Nate's a sophomore, Quinn's a sophomore, Caleb a freshman, Marcus a freshman. Dejan has played, has worked out 4 times since October 8th. He broke his hand on October 8th. He's really rusty. Justin Gorham hadn't played a game in 20 months. Think about it, 20 months. So I thought he was spotty at times, thought he was good at times, but I'm not sure that I didn't expect that.
If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you.
Kind of a two-part question. What were some impressive parts of the team's play today, and how can you guys build on this? And then what were some not so impressive aspects, and how can you guys improve there?
Impressive. Just going off the stat sheet. Anytime you can out-rebound somebody 21 rebounds, it's usually a good sign. Then you know, I thought our ball movement was really good. Missed a lot of point-blank shots, open shots, but we moved the ball well. We have 15 assists, but that could have easily been 20, 23, 24 assists. But you know, for me, it all comes down to how hard you compete. I thought the toughest kid on the floor tonight was number 5 for Alabama State. You know, and I told him after the game that in the handshake line, you know, you should be really proud of the way you competed tonight. He played really hard, you know, and we're not there yet. It's you know, Galen had no clue how to compete hard his freshman year, no clue. He was not very good at that. Armani wasn't very good. You know, it takes time to do that. It's not something you can just plug in and have them be it. You got to develop that. There's not one part of the game that I don't think we're going to be pretty good at eventually. We're just not there yet. But as far as what impressed me, what didn't impress me, let's just go with that.
Can the pressing defense and trapping be a weapon for this team? And
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. You know, we're really good at it in the scrimmage, but you know that's a high energy defense. You know, we were really good at it in practice at times, not at times. I didn't think Nate was very good tonight. At the top of it, he wasn't his normal self. I don't know if he's under the weather. I haven't really talked to him about that, but he triggers it. Nate's been really good at that. So that's just something that we're, you know, we don't have the post in the ground and cement with that. You know, but we're not done with it by any means. But that's the only way they could score tonight in the first half is when that broke down. We're giving up open threes. But the big thing is when you set out of it. And I've had a lot of teams that played, you know, at Oklahoma. We did that a lot. You know, 1-2-2 and a 2-2-1 when the ball gets sided from one side to the other is basically the same defense, the same alignment. But that when you go from your trap to your set defense or your base defense, being able to recover out of that quicker, we just got to keep working at that. We're need to get better in that area, but we'll watch the film and our kids can see it against a team that prepared for it. And the first 2 teams we did it against, I'm not sure they knew we were going to do it, but tonight they did. So just got to get better at that. But I have a laundry list of things we can get better at. But when you play these games, there's such an assumption of who's going to win. That's really shouldn't happen. Basketball's not football. Evansville beats Kentucky tonight. Big upset, but it's basketball. Winthrop University's from Rock Hill, South Carolina. They beat the number 18 ranked team in the country last night. So college basketball, anybody can beat. Literally, anybody can beat anybody. Where's Kentucky ranked? Ranked number 1. But John had a harder time coaching his teams after that loss. After the game against Michigan State than he did before. He could really coach those kids leading up to Michigan State. But as soon as that game was over, everybody tells you how great you are. Social media, you become a social media king, but you didn't have that before. And that's why keeping kids humble and keeping them hungry today is a big part of a coach's job, because social media changes everything.
It looked like you guys emphasized going into the postal law and offense. Was that a game plan going in, or was it just with the flow of the game?
Yeah, no. It's a big emphasis with, we watched them against Gonzaga. That was a 9-10 point game the second half against Gonzaga. I think it was 62-52 or 61-52. You remember, Justin? We watched it on film. Alabama State was right there at Gonzaga the other night, but watching them on film, we knew we had an advantage with Justin and Fabian. And they were, both those guys probably could have took a few more shots, especially Fabian early. I thought his pass when he should have been trying to score. But their coach did a good job of mixing up his double teams too.
Coach, in the first half, Alabama shot nearly 50%. Alabama State almost shot 50%.
Alabama's in Tuscaloosa.
Sorry about that. But they almost shot 50%, but in the second half, you guys limited them to.
What were they in the first half? What were they in the first half?
They was 6 for 13 from behind the arc.
Yeah, those were tough shots too. A couple of them.
What changed defensively?
They were getting most of them out of our 12, out of the 1-2-2. We weren't recovering to them fast enough. They were getting wide open out of that. But once we stayed man-to-man, they weren't getting those looks. But, you give up. When you're running a little press like we're doing, there's a chance you're going to give something up, because you always have 2 men on the ball in a trap, right? So that's 2-on-1, which means they're 4-on-3 away from the ball. So if they move the ball, they won't get an open shot. That's what you decide. You made that decision that you possibly can give that up. So we either got to get better in the trap or get better at figuring out how to rotate to the shooter out of the trap. But that's why tonight's game is in. Practicing this is good, but it doesn't prepare you. You got to get in the game. That's why at some point you got to play a game to figure out what gets exposed. We got exposed there. On the second half, I made an adjustment. The adjustment was quit strapping. I said, I'm going to fix that real quick. And I'm going to get in those threes anymore if we guard them. But, we'll look at it. We could have practiced another week and not known that. You can emphasize it, but, there's nothing that forces you to take an inventory of what you need to work on than playing against live bullets versus practice. We've practiced and practiced and practiced. So now we don't have much breaks. We've got, and that's a good thing. We got a tough stretch coming up. We got BYU here Friday, really good team. Pennsylvania had one of the best wins of the season, winning at Alabama. Pennsylvania's a good team, excellent coach. But they went to Rice and lost by 20. It tells you how good Rice is. That's why these next 3 games we have coming up, I don't even know who we play after that. But we have BYU, Rice, and Oregon. Yeah. Don't play good, you can lose any of those. You gotta play better. You gotta play good. And our team will get better. I like our team. I really like our kids. And we just have some youth and experience where we're used to having seniors. We have young guys. Just gotta be patient with them.
Justin, was your offensive versatility something you knew that would help this team? Yes. Just last year, working with the coaching staff during my redshirt year, they developed that into my game. So yes.
Justin, what was it like in your first rec team game in almost 2 years?
Yeah, it was good. I feel like this summer, the Italy trip helped that I played in competitive games. But coming out here, I just had to buy into the culture of the program. Play hard and everything, and that was going to take care of itself.
Anything else, anybody? All right, Coach, Justin, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, guys.